40 years after a 14-year-old girl was murdered on the city's north side, Columbus police say they now know who did it. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Cabot Ray. Thanks for staying up with us at 11. Tonight, we're hearing from the niece of the man police say killed 14-year-old Christy Mullins. But first, some history on this case. Mullins was found beaten to death behind a shopping center in August of 1975, Graceland Shopping Center. A man was charged with the murder but acquitted at trial. Today, police say Henry Newell Jr. is the man responsible for Mullins' death. They came to that conclusion after two of Newell's family members came forward after his 2013 death and said Newell confessed to them that he killed Mullins.
And tonight, one of the women who came forward about that confession spoke with NBC4's Dan Pearlman. He's live near where the murder happened with more on why she says she didn't say anything sooner. Dan?
Well, you know, this is a story where you will ask yourself, what would I do? Now, police say Henry Newell killed Christy Mullins right back here in these woods. Now, I did just speak with Newell's niece. She shared with me a dark secret that she kept inside for a very long time.
He said, "Do you remember a long time ago, like when you were growing up and you heard the story about Christy Mullins?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, what I'm about to tell you is probably going to shock you."
Pam Newell-Brown was 16.
He said, "I killed her." I just started crying. I'm like, "What? She was 14. Why?"
So many questions. The confession came in a car, an uncle speaking to his niece. Pam came forward more than 20 years later. Newell, or Uncle JR as she called him, was dead. She was a woman filled with guilt, but also for so long fear, scared about what this man would do to her.
I just felt that if I said anything, I would be next.
There were years with justice never served. In some ways, that may never happen. But tonight, an apology.
I'm sorry. With all my heart, I'm sorry.
An apology from a woman with a secret. No more.
And if I wasn't so scared of the man that he was, I would have come forward sooner.
And Newell is not buried anywhere. He was cremated. Pam there says that his ashes were scattered. Now, I did ask her tonight, you know, how she feels about him. She told me that she loves him. After all, he was her uncle. But she hates him at the exact same time. We are live in Clintonville. Dan Pearlman, NBC4.
Wow, what a story. Thanks, Dan. Now, this case was given to the Columbus Police Cold Case Unit in May of last year. Today, police said their investigation shows that the original investigation had several mistakes that led to the arrest of the wrong man. We were there as they offered an apology to the victim's family.
The Columbus Division of Police wishes to formally and publicly offer an apology to the family and close friends of Christy Mullins for the lack of action taken in pursuit of Henry Newell as a suspect by investigators 40 years ago.
We knew all along it was Henry Newell, at least most people did.
Melanie Miller, one of the victim's siblings, says she doesn't blame the current Columbus police force, but that the family is still looking for more answers.